Hey guys and gals, Mama Bear here with a Daily Dash of Life. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you, and if you've been here before, welcome back. In my last video, I showed you how to make this U, and in today's video, I will be going over how to make an O. On my website, DailyDashofLife.com, I do have the patterns for the small, medium, and large. It will look like this. So, like I said, that PDF file is available at my website. Not only can you get in touch with me at DailyDashofLife.com, but you can find me on Instagram at DailyDashofLife, or you can always email me. Email me any pictures of your projects at DailyDashofLife@gmail.com. In addition to my printed out pattern, today I'm going to be using the medium pattern, by the way. So make sure you get that. In addition to that, I'm of course going to need my yarn. This is Caron Simply Soft in Pistachio. I'm going to be using a 5mm hook. You know I love a 5mm hook. Tapestry needle. A pair of sharp scissors. And of course, my stitch markers. For those of you who have small children who like to sew or are interested in learning how to sew, head over to That's Sew Coco for kid-friendly sewing tutorials and lessons given by my daughter, Coco. Okay, time for the fun. For the medium O, it says to create a foundation chain of 24. Now, I'd like to let you know that you don't want to make your slip knot too tight, because you will be undoing that later when you're done working the pattern. Here I have my first chain. Now I'm going to add my stitch marker. 2, 3, 4. Doing the wrong side. How many of you have done that? Oh my gosh, I've done it too many times to count. Okay, let's start this again. Foundation chain. Again, we don't want to make it too tight. Chain 1. Put my stitch marker. And then don't forget to do your stitch marker. Place a stitch marker at every 10th stitch, just in case you have to stop or something happens and you lose your place. At least you can go back to the nearest 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, let me make this smaller. Here's number 9 and 10. Again with the stitch marker. And I'm just going to continue to do my 10 stitch marker, 10 stitch marker until I have all of the chains that I need for my foundation chain. I have just completed the 24 chains that I need for my foundation chain. I have a stitch marker through my first stitch. I have a stitch marker through my last stitch, and then I have a stitch marker at every 10th stitch. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my hook out of my loop, and instead of going in the direction it was in, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to create a loop and slip stitch into the very first stitch of my foundation chain. Now I have a loop, or a ring, whatever you want to call it, but this is the foundation for my O. Chain 1. Round 1 says to chain 1 and single crochet in the first chain, which is the same as your slip stitch. So right here, where my stitch marker is and where I just did my slip stitch, I'm going to create a single crochet. Now I'm going to grab one of my stitch markers and insert it into my single crochet that I just created. I'm going to continue to put my stitch marker in the first and last stitch of the row so that I can keep track and not confuse myself. The next instruction is to single crochet across the next 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that gives me a total of 4 single crochet across the first 4 chains of the round. Next, I need to do 2 single crochet in the next chain, 1 and 2, and I'll be turning my work as I do that because this will be creating a curve. Then I need to do 2 single crochet across, so 1 and 2 over the next 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. I'm going to be creating another curve, so I need to do 2 single crochet in the same single crochet, 1 and 2. Then the next thing I need to do is single crochet in the next 8 chains. It's caught. And for those of you wondering, I am using the back bump like I usually do. Okay, so we have our first 4 single crochet going up this way. We have 2 single crochet in the same stitch to create a corner, then 2 single crochet going across, 2 single crochet to create another corner, and then 8 going across. Now I'm going to create another corner or curve by doing 2 single crochet in the same single crochet. I'm going to do 2 single crochet going across, so 2 single crochet across the next 2 chains. Let me move this stitch marker out of the way. So I just did 1 curve, 2 going across. Now I need to do my second curve, 2 single crochet in the same chain. Now I should have 4 remaining chains that I can do 4 single crochet in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything matches up, so I'm doing something right. One, 2, 3, and my final stitch of the row, my final stitch of the round. Now I am going to move my stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round. I'm going to leave this one there so y'all can see it when we're done with the pattern. As you can see, my first and last stitch are marked now. I'm going to create a slip stitch at the top of my first single crochet, chain 1, and turn my work. Where this stitch marker is where I'm going to begin round 2. Round 2 says to single crochet across the first 5 single crochet of the round. Right here where my stitch marker is where I'm going to place my first single crochet of the round. 1, Take my stitch marker out, switch it out. There we go. When I'm done with my 5 single crochet going across, I need to do 2 single crochet and 1 single crochet. So here's 1 and 2. Don't forget to turn your work as you're doing that to create that curve. Now I'm going to single crochet across the next 2 single crochet. There's 2. Now I'm going to create 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. 1 and 2. Don't forget to turn your work. Now I have to single crochet across the next 10 single crochet. The next thing I need to do is the 2 single crochet into the same single crochet for my curve. Then 2 going across the next 2 single crochet. Then 2 in the next single crochet for another curve. And I should have 5 remaining single crochet to work in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, matches up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How's it looking? I hope good. And we're going to continue to work around and around and around. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker, put it into the last stitch of the round. And just so you're aware, the small O will be 3 rounds. The medium O, here's the small O, that will be 3 rounds. The medium O is 4 rounds. And the large O is 5 rounds. Okay, back to this. Now that I have my last stitch done of round 2, I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, chain 1, but I am not going to turn my work this time. So move the stitch marker into that same stitch that I did my slip stitch into. I'm going to create a single crochet. And this is the beginning of round 3. Round 3 says to single crochet across the first 5 single crochet of the round. There's 1. Now I'm going to, oops, almost forgot to put my stitch marker back in. Here's number 2. The next instruction is to do 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. We're going to be creating that corner. 1 and 2. Next, we need to do single crochet in the next 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, for your round, 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. Turn your work as you do it. Now you need to single crochet across the next 10 single crochet. 1, 9, and 10. Again, you're going to do 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. 1 and 2. Now that you have your curve done, go ahead and do single crochet across the next 4 single crochet. There's 2, 3, and your 4th one. Now create your curve by doing 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. Turn your work as you do that. After completing your last curve of the round, then go ahead and single crochet across the next 5 single crochet for the remaining stitches of the round. Move your stitch marker. Slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, and you have just completed round 3. Chain 1, do not turn your work, and let's get ready for your 4th and final round of your pattern. Round 4 says to single crochet across the first 4 single crochet of the round. So I'm going to single crochet right here in the first single crochet, the same one as your slip stitch. Insert my stitch marker, and then continue to single crochet over the next 3 single crochet for a total of 4 single crochet. Our next instruction says to do 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. We're going to be creating a curve here. So there's 1 and 2 in the same single crochet. Next, you're going to want to single crochet over the next 2 single crochet. So 1 single crochet into the next single crochet, and then again 1 single crochet into the next single crochet. The next step is to create another curve by doing 2 single crochet into the next single crochet. One and 2 into 1 single crochet. Next, we need to single crochet across the next 2 single crochet again. 1 and 2. Create another curve by doing 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. And we're just doing a gradual curve. Next, do 2 single crochet across the next 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. Then do 2 single crochet into the next single crochet. 1 and 2 into the same single crochet. Your next instruction is to single crochet in the next 8 single crochet. So 1, 8. We're letting the stitches do the work for us. The stitches are doing the curves. All right, we just did our 8 single crochet. Now we need to do 2 single crochet into the next single crochet for our curve. So we're going to start in this direction and slowly begin to turn. Single crochet across the next 2 single crochet. 2 single crochet into the next single crochet. That's 1 and 2 into the same single crochet, 2 single crochet across the next 2 single crochet, 2 single crochet into the same single crochet, two single crochet across the next 2 single crochet, and 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. Don't forget to turn your work as you do it. Your last instruction is to single crochet across the remaining 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for your last stitch, not just of the round, but of the pattern. And there you have your O. Don't forget to slip stitch to close up your work. You could take your stitch markers out at this time. Cut your yarn. Fasten off and begin to weave in your ends. I'm going to start with the outer one. Bend the yarn onto the eye of the needle, pinch, push through. So I have this that I'm going to turn this way. Not this one, I'm not going to come into this stitch, but the one after that. Pull it tight. Then I'm going to skip over the same one and go into the next one, just to the back loop of the next one. And then just make it as flush as possible. Go to the back of your work and just begin to weave in your ends and try to make it as invisible as possible. Pinch your work as you tighten, because we don't want this to budge. Turn around, skip over some yarn, and then go back into the other direction. Again, pinch your work and tug. Then when you cut, tug slightly on this yarn and try to get it as close to what you're cutting as possible. Play with it a bit and boom, your yarn is gone. Now for this, the beginning that we have, I'm going to take my stitch marker out. Remember I told you to make it loose, make your slip knot loose, because we will be undoing it later. Well, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to undo this knot. And just like I did that fake stitch up here, I'm going to be doing it on this side as well. I'm going to tighten until I see that my line has smoothened out as much as it can, so that it won't just have a big bump right here. When I first started out, I had that bump until I realized that, you know what, I'm going to take this out and redo it. So just tighten and tighten as much as you can, and then weave in your ends. Okay, so I've tightened this up. I've pulled and I've pulled. I'm going to go, since this is the back of my pattern, my wrong side, I want to push my tapestry needle towards the back. There we go. And just pull until you feel that line is as straight as can be without the big bump. And then just weave in your ends through the back. Try to make it as invisible as possible. Since I already weaved in something right here, I'm going to go further down and weave in over here. Tug, pinch and tug. Turn around, go over a yarn loop, and go into the other direction. Pinch and tug. Lower this right here as much as you can, and tug on the yarn. Cut as close to the base as you can. Play with it a little bit, and there you go. It's gone. And there you have it. You have just completed your O. I will not be adding a bow today. See? Your stitches did all the work for you. You don't even have to do much for it to hold its shape.
How cute would this be as an ornament? With Christmas right around the corner, you don't have to limit yourself to making it just an applique.
Don't forget to go grab those patterns from my website.
If you like this pattern and found this tutorial useful or helpful in any way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I hope you learned something new today that you didn't know yesterday. Toodles!